Hello.
I think Damini's internet connection is a bit patchy. Yeah. The I think her internet connection is a bit patchy, so I'll continue. Welcome to this special preview, or is she on mute? I think her internet connection is a bit patchy. I'll continue. I'll continue. Welcome to this special pre-match show with ahead of the match between India and Bangladesh. A very crucial match for the Indian team. Zimbabwe have just lost the game against Netherlands, so that's a good sign for the Indian team. But yes, coming to their match, they need to win this one to progress in the semi-final race. So I'll welcome our panelists. Amit Shah has joined us from Australia. Norman is there from Australia. Devashish Sen has joined us from Australia, and Joydeep Mukherjee is here with us. So, gentlemen, a good matchup on cards. I'll start with Joydeep da. Joyda, what do you think about this match?
Yeah,
India Bangladesh. Bangladesh won their last game. So, what do you think about this match?
yeah, absolutely. I just got the news that Bangladesh have won the toss and they've elected to field.
Yep.
A very important game. Very,
Yep.
very important game. Is the business end of the tournament. This is really people are playing
Hmm.
for position, and
Mhm.
a really important game. Now is what will matter, what will happen later on. So this is the time to really buck up and play your best cricket.
Absolutely, I'll straight away go to Australia. There, Devashish Sen has joined us. Devashish, the what is the weather condition? Because everyone was talking about rain there, rain prediction. How's the weather there out in?
Yeah, it's overcast. Shubhayan, as you can see, I would just like to show
Mhm.
you the mood out here outside the stadium. In fact, I could
Yep.
literally hear because I left my earpiece in my bag inside the stadium, so I could hardly hear what you were saying, but I could guess that what you have just asked.
Uh-huh.
What's the weather like? It's overcast here, but
Weather.
you can
Yep.
see crowds are coming in numbers. But the forecast is that there would be no rains, hopefully, and we can get a full match on.
That's all we wish for. Hopefully there's a full match on. अमित जी, क्या लग रहा है मैच के बारे में, क्योंकि जिम्बाब्वे हार गई है। अब इंडिया अगर आज का मैच जीतती है तो लगभग लगभग एक पैर सेमीफाइनल स्पॉट के लिए होगा उनका।
देखिए शुभान, रास्ता साफ है और रास्ता साफ है और जिस तरीके से बांग्लादेश के सामने जब भी इंडिया खेली है, ये काफी टीम इंडिया ने जो है वो अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया है। एडिलेड में जैसे हम अभी स्टेडियम से अंदर आए, देवाशीष ने आपको कई ऐसे विजुअल्स भेजे होंगे। बांग्लादेश की तुलना में भारतीय फैंस की क्षमता कई गुना ज्यादा है। इसका मतलब ये है कि भारत को पूरा सपोर्ट यहाँ पर है। यह मैदान छोटा है और भारत के पास ताबड़तोड़ बल्लेबाज हैं। ओपनिंग में कहीं ना कहीं केएल राहुल से जो है वो स्टार्ट नहीं मिल रहा था। फिलहाल अभी वो टीम में है कि नहीं, वो प्लेइंग 11 अभी तक हमारे सामने आया नहीं है। लेकिन अगर रोहित
आ गया
शर्मा,
है,
विराट
आ गया है अमित जी। मैं आपको यहाँ पे टोकता हूँ, यहाँ पे मैं आपको टोकता हूँ। प्लेइंग 11 आ गया है। इंडिया ने सिर्फ एक चेंज किया है। दीपक हुडा बाहर जा रहे हैं, उनकी जगह अक्षर पटेल ने फिर से जगह बनाई है। बाकी दिनेश कार्तिक प्लेइंग 11 में है, तो इसका मतलब कि वो फिट है इस मैच के लिए।
यानी कि शुभायन, ये बात साफ है कि ये छोटा मैदान है। यहाँ की स्क्वायर बाउंड्रीज छोटी है, स्ट्रेट बाउंड्रीज भी थोड़ी छोटी कर दी गई है। इसका मतलब ये स्क्वायर में खेलने वाले खिलाड़ी केएल राहुल के लिए ये परफेक्ट मैदान है। यहाँ पर केएल राहुल के बल्ले से आज रन जरूर बनेंगे, इस बात में कोई दो राय नहीं है। और जिस तरीके से टीम मैनेजमेंट केएल राहुल को बैकिंग कर रहा है, जैसे हमने कल भी राहुल द्रविड़ की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस सुनी, उन्होंने कहा कि मेरे और रोहित के दिमाग में एक स्ट्रेट प्लान है कि हमको कौन से 11 खिलाने हैं। मतलब यही कल साफ संकेत मिल गया था कि केएल राहुल जो है वो टीम में बने रहेंगे। टीम मैनेजमेंट उस पर भरोसा दिखा रही है, तो ये साफ बात है। और यही एक खासियत होती है कप्तान और खिलाड़ी की, कि अगर आपका कोई भी खिलाड़ी फॉर्म में नहीं है तो आप उस पर भरोसा रखेंगे, आप उस पर बैक करेंगे। और बांग्लादेश और जिम्बाब्वे ये दो मुकाबले हैं। इन दोनों ही मुकाबले में अगर केएल राहुल फॉर्म में लौट पड़ते हैं तो मेरे हिसाब से जो है ये टीम इंडिया की नंबर 1, 2, 3 और 4, क्योंकि सूर्या तो फॉर्म में है ही है, तो ये चारों खिलाड़ी अच्छे फॉर्म में आ जाएंगे, जो सेमीफाइनल के लिए भारत के लिए काफी अच्छा संकेत होगा। और 30 गेंदबाजी डिपार्टमेंट में तो भारत की क्या ही कहने, काफी अच्छा प्रदर्शन उन्होंने किया है। अक्षर पटेल के बल्ले से आज एक रन की उम्मीद है। और जैसे कि आप सभी लोग, देवाशीष से भी आपने पूछा, मैदान में देखिए हल्के बादल जरूर हैं, लेकिन उस से कोई चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है। हवाएं भी इतनी तेज नहीं चल रही है जैसी रोज शाम को चलती है, तो एक परफेक्ट एक स्प्रिंग वेदर हम कह सकते हैं। आज देखिए हमारे जैकेट का भी कलर चेंज है। रोज हम मोटा जैकेट पहन के आते थे, आज हमने पतला जैकेट पहना हुआ है। इसका मतलब आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि इतनी जो है वो ठंड यहाँ पर नहीं।
Absolutely, Norman. I'll come to you here. It should be a straightforward win for India, but you can never rule out Bangladesh, given the kind of some talents, some good batches of talent they have in this squad.
Look, on any given day, any team can win a T20. We know that. India
Yeah.
should win and need to win well, as far as I'm concerned. Bangladesh have got in their minds nothing to lose. So that's the attitude they'll go into the game with. They're bowling
True.
first. They're in a position where they can take all the risks they need to. By judging the crowd that's here, they are pretty confident, the old Bangladeshi crowd, as well as the Indian crowd. I'm loving it out here. It's absolute madness. We've got people everywhere. But look, as far as I'm concerned, a great match, a great drama to be played out. And Debashis will be taking millions of photographs of many great spots. And Boria and Ahmed will have great things to say later. So, in my opinion, India will win, but it may not be that easy.
I'll go to Devashish Da. Devashish Da, you need to rush to the stadium as well. So I'll ask you this question. There has been a sort of rivalry between Indian and Bangladeshi fans. So you expect that rivalry to be there on the field as well, because Bangladesh plays some hard cricket. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Shubhan, as you can see, Bangladeshi fans has outnumbered the Indian. It's a change, I would say, because one would expect wherever Indian team plays, it's a sea of blue with the Indian fans in their jerseys and the tricolors. But this is something, a new experience for me, because we could see Bangladeshi fans outnumbering the Indian here at the Adelaide Oval. There are hundreds and hundreds of Bangladeshi fans with their jerseys. There are a lot of mascots of the Tigers. Their mascot. You can see 5-year-old to 50-year-old coming in numbers. They're singing, dancing, Amar Sonar Bangla. So you can sense the vibes, because it will be a cracker of atmosphere inside. And I would love to show you a bit of the visuals outside the Adelaide Oval. If you can allow me, I'll just rush in front of the Adelaide Oval and show you what's the mood outside like. Shubhayan.
Yep, absolutely. That's straight for our viewers right from Adelaide, outside the stadium, and it promises to be a good action. By the time Devashish shows us the visual, Joyda, what will be your thoughts on the single change that India has made? A straightforward one. Akshar coming in for Deepak Hooda. What do you think about that change?
Yeah, it's a straightforward one, because I think that was a tactical one. We didn't need, an extra spinner playing. There were a lot of left-handers, so we needed the off-spinner and left-arm spinner. Akshar has had a very good last couple of years. I know he had a 22-run over against Pakistan, but that apart, he's had a very, very good year. So, one game, sometimes with bowlers, we tend to fall apart a little more than batters. We don't mind our batters playing 6 games, 7 games, but once one bowler gives 45 in one, we panic and we say we need change. That's the reason that for a batter, he's just out. For the bowler, he has to keep bowling his quota, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So I feel Akshar is very important, and for India going forward in this tournament, going all the way, Akshar will be a very important cog in the wheel. So I'm glad that he's back, get some confidence back, and get his mojo back, because it's not easy when you get dropped. You start thinking about things you shouldn't be. And so it's important for him to also feel that he's an important player. He needs to play every game, and he needs to contribute.
Absolutely, you can see the atmosphere right outside the Adelaide Stadium. Devashish Da is showing us the visuals. Indian fans are in party mood there. They are expecting a good win, and India need a good win. You can hear the noise. The fans are absolutely buzzing out there. Thank you for the visuals, Devashish Da. He perhaps can't hear me due to the noise. Yeah.
Just Norman,
Norman.
here. I think we're starting to get close to the game. I'm going to make my way inside. I'll see you guys after the game.
Sure.
Speak soon.
Sure. Thanks, Norman, for joining. And you can see the Indian fans are absolutely buzzing. That's some great visuals. Indian fans are in party mood. But मैं आता हूँ अमित भाई के पास। अमित भाई, सी द फैंस देयर।
अमित भाई की मिठाई रेडी है।
Guarantees a place in the semi-final. Dubai.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the visuals, Debashish Da. If you want to rush in, you can go ahead with that, because I know it's very pretty a tricky task to get in and out of the stadium. But Amit भाई, मैं आप पे आता हूँ। बांग्लादेश पहली पहली गेंदबाजी करेगी तो तास्किन अहमद उनके लिए काफी क्रूशियल होंगे। तो रोहित शर्मा, केएल राहुल, थोड़ा थोड़ा सा उनको संभल के भी खेलना पड़ेगा तास्किन अहमद को, क्योंकि अच्छा स्पेल इन्होंने किया है वर्ल्ड कप में। 2 बार 3 विकेट चटकाए हैं। लीड बॉलर है बांग्लादेश के और अच्छी पेस से गेंदबाजी करते हैं।
जी देखिए, पेस उनका अच्छा है, नो डाउट, लेकिन जिस तरीके से रोहित शर्मा उनको आसानी से अगर गेंद बल्ले पे आती है तो रोहित शर्मा जैसा घातक बल्लेबाज कोई नहीं है, मैं आपको बता दूं। और यहाँ
बिल्कुल,
पर जैसे मैंने पहले ही मैदान का जिक्र किया, इस ग्राउंड का डायमेंशन जो है थोड़ा छोटा बाउंड्री है, स्क्वायर यार्ड बाउंड्री थोड़ी छोटी है। रोहित और केएल राहुल का शुरू से पहले ही बॉल से आक्रामक प्रहार करने का जो उनका जो है वो एक नजरिया होगा, ताकि बांग्लादेश टीम को कभी भी रिदम में ना आने दें।
बिल्कुल।
तो मेरे हिसाब से यही रणनीति लेके चलेंगे। रोहित को
अमित भाई का भी इंटरनेट थोड़ा सा पैची है।
अगर आप पिछले दक्षिण अफ्रीका का मुकाबला देखें, साउथ अफ्रीका के सारे ही तेज गेंदबाज अच्छे फॉर्म में थे, लेकिन रोहित शर्मा डर बिगर खेल रहे थे। पहला छक्का उन्होंने जरूर मारा था, तो रोहित का आज यही अप्रोच होगा, बतौर कप्तान लीड फ्रॉम द फ्रंट खेलेंगे। अगर रोहित
See, Shubhayan, what happens, and I'll take just two out of what Amit ji is saying, that when the boundaries are small square, then generally the length of the bowlers become a little fuller because they're forcing you to hit straight.
Right. अमित भाई का भी इंटरनेट थोड़ा सा पैची है, तो आई अपोलोजाइज टू आवर व्यूअर्स। थोड़ा सा होता है वो स्टेडियम के बाहर। हाँ, राइट, ज्यादा कंटिन्यू।
When we play on grounds where the straight is small, then we bowl a little bit back of a length so that it's not easy to hit straight down the ground. When in a ground where the straight is longer and the sides are shorter, then your length will be fuller, because when the length is fuller on the stumps, it's difficult to hit onto square leg or to point. Okay. So general strategy will be there. But it was interesting to see that Rohit Sharma after the toss also said that he was preferring to bat. That's what he said. And of course, Bangladesh say that we want to bowl because there is rain prediction and you can control the game better if you're bowling. I'm a little disappointed at the timing of this World Cup, because there's so many matches that are rain affected, washed away. You know, this is the World Cup and it should be played under best of conditions, best of timing. So we could have played this maybe in December, January, in the peak of summer in Australia, instead of playing it, at a time when there is quite a bit of rain. And it's raining all over, not just in one center. It's raining in one center. But games in every group, every venue has been rained off, which is not ideal for a World Cup.
The other group is completely dependent on rain weather right now. I mean, they have shared points. Australia and England hanging by the barest of margins, and anything can happen. If the last matches get washed away, then maybe you can see a like Ireland qualifying from that group. So tricky ask that. But coming to the match, Joyda, I mean, yes, the focus will be on KL Rahul. We will, all the Indian fans will want KL Rahul to come out from this phase. Not a phase, but I will say a run of poor scores. As a batter, you have played cricket, you have played so much for Bengal, but as a batter, how do you psychologically plan for this? Because you just can't get back to the ball, or even if you're connecting, it is going straight to the fielder. All the luck is against you. How do you prepare against that?
You just prepare like you do for any other game, and then you hope that the ball rolls for you. When you're out of form, it's not always because you're batting badly. Also, nothing is working for you. It's like in life, sometimes when your time is bad and nothing is going right for you, things at work are not good, things at home are not good. There are these phases we go through in life. So it's a bit like that. Everybody who's in out of form doesn't mean that they are batting badly. Like Virat Kohli, when he was not getting runs in the last 3-4 months, wasn't batting badly. It was just that it was
Right.
not happening. One ball he was getting out. There was no respite for him.
Right.
So I
Right.
think all he wants is just to be able to play about maybe 15 balls in T20. That's a lot. If he can play
Right.
15 balls,
Right.
he'll feel that today is his day and he belongs here. Before he knows he belongs here, he's gone. That's what's happening. He's
Right.
getting sort of blown away. In a one-day game, it's about 30, 35, 40 balls. In a test match, he's batting for about an hour. You feel that, okay, 45
Right.
minutes an hour, I'm getting my bearings. I feel I've made my position pretty stable. So you get 15 balls here. You play 15 balls here, even if you're 12 batting, we know what we can do. But also
Yeah.
having said all this, that being said, this World Cup also is in conditions which is helping the bowlers a lot because of obvious
Yeah.
things, the wicket, the weather, whatever. We are seeing
Right.
170 easily defended, 160 easily defended. Now, if you talk about a tournament like the IPL, after 160, if a team gets 160, he's not sure if he's going to win the game. And more often than not, he
Right.
loses it. But here, 160,
Right.
70, big boundaries, a lot in it for the bowlers,
Right.
seaming, a lot happening. So that is why it is not a batting dominated T20 World Cup. But there have been some,
True.
Glenn Phillips has been amazing. There have been some amazing innings.
Even
Virat
Surya
has
Kumar.
been
Surya Kumar. Yeah.
Surya,
Surya
Virat,
Kumar.
exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's the reason why these knocks make it even more special because these are in bowling friendly conditions that you've
Yeah.
come out and done so well. That is
Yeah.
why these knocks
Yeah.
are always special.
Absolutely, and you absolutely mentioned a great point that these are bowling friendly conditions, and we saw how the South African bowlers dominated in the last match. But there was one player who just blew our minds away as neutrals. We are watching, and Surya Kumar Yadav is operating on a different level, and he would want this momentum to continue before the
Yeah.
semi-finals because as a batter, when you are such a great rhythm, you want that momentum to carry on.
Yeah, it does carry on, and hopefully it will.
Hmm.
But there is no guarantee when it will carry on,
Yeah,
and there is no guarantee
yeah,
when it will go off and come back. Form is not
true.
at anybody's beck and call. When
Hmm.
it's there, you just keep praying to the Lord that thank you for giving it to me. When it's not there,
Hmm.
you keep praying to the Lord that please give it to me and get me back what I had. But you can't
Right,
control it. There's no remote on it.
right,
There's no control on it. There's no way you can
right,
control it. And form also,
right.
I was telling you earlier in I think one of our
Hmm.
domestic chats, that off
Hmm.
form doesn't mean 0 and 10. If 10 is being best
Yeah,
form and 0 is totally out of form, you can be 5, 6 also. You can be 7, 8 also.
yeah,
You can be 9, 10, and you can be 0, 1.
right,
Somebody's off
right,
form can be, there are various degrees of that also. So
right,
Rohit is
right.
not as badly out of form as KL Rahul is. But for me, Rohit is also
Hmm.
out of form. He's not at his best. He's not at his 9, 10.
Yep,
He's probably at his
yep.
6, 7.
6,
So
7,
that
right.
in out of form also there is a degree that you can relate to.
Maybe KL Rahul can take a cue from Aaron Finch as well because we saw how he retired completely from ODI cricket before this World Cup. He started this World Cup on a patchy note, scored a 40 of 46, 47 deliveries, and he was unhappy about it. But he
And he
got runs
himself
under
came
his
and
belt.
said that I apologize because I couldn't hit the ball. Now can you imagine a player of Aaron Finch's stature to even come and admit that?
Absolutely,
I can't
absolutely.
remember any player ever admitting that I'm sorry, I was so abysmal, I was so bad, I just couldn't hit
Yep.
the ball. But
But in
this
the
is what
last
he
game,
shows
he
the man.
took the match away. He
He won the
won the
game.
match for Australia. Yeah, yeah. That's
See,
sport. That's sport for you.
this is this is the reason why you play the game. This is the reason sport, any sport for that matter. You don't know what's
Yeah,
coming up. We can discuss
true.
as much as we want. We can put a
Hmm.
template to it, but it can
Hmm.
completely go haywire. And that's the
Right.
reason why there's no script for it. You can never write a script for it.
Right, right. Absolutely. And of course, Bangladesh are bowling first. Joyda, I asked the same question to Amit also. Taskin has been their spearhead, but you always expect more from Shakib Al Hasan. As a neutral, when you're watching, Shakib has been disappointing in this tournament, be it with the bat, be it with the ball. So against India, you want a Shakib Al Hasan to stand up and say, "This is my area. I will dominate with the bat and ball." So how do you see that matchup against Shakib Al Hasan because most of the batters are right-handed, barring Akshar Patel in that batting order.
You see, the only problem with Shakib is he's never been a big turner of the ball. And on
Right,
wickets like this, unless you're a genuine turner of the ball, look at the spinners who've done
hmm,
well. Ish
right,
Sodhi turns the ball, Mitch Santner
hmm,
turns the ball. Sakib's action is a lot like Aksar is, and Aksar also has not been on fire. There are two types of spinners. One is who will turn the ball on any wicket, and the leg is coming anyway. Like an Ashwin, he'll turn the ball because the release is so good and the action is so good. The conventional spinner. So when you call somebody spinner, it's because, why do we say spinner? Because he's spinning the ball. He has the ability to spin the ball. Okay. So like Suresh Raina was also a spinner, but Suresh Raina spinning the ball and Ashwin spinning the ball are two different things. Or Murali Kartik spinning the ball are two different things. That is the reason why Shakib has always been a run restricted bowler. And his chances of wicket only come when people try to get after him. I can't imagine him in T20 wickets running through teams just with his bowling. But there will be places where Ashwin will run through, Chahal will run through, Adam Zampa will run through, Ish Sodhi will run through, Sandler will run through, because they turn the ball. That is a special that you have. We saw Shane Warne in one days all in his life. On flat wickets, he would turn the ball and get wickets. So that is the reason why his bowling role is more restrictive, and the only time he picks up a lot of wickets is when people try to get after him, which would have happened if he was in a strong fast bowling lineup. If he was in the Australian team, Shakib playing for Australia, then his chances of getting wickets pick up, because the fast bowlers are very, very good. So then you try to get,
they create pressure.
They create the pressure. Then you try to get extra runs of Shakib and you fall into people's hands. Here, if the fast bowlers bowl well, then Shakib's chances of getting wickets improve. If the fast bowlers are going at 8-9 runs and over, then also play Shakib for 8-9 runs and over.
Right. But yes, the Bangladeshi unit back in 2018, 2016, 2018 phase, we were expecting a lot from Bangladesh because of the kind of transition they were undergoing. But since then, they have tapered off, and obviously, India head into this match as favorites. Of course, they will
since
always.
2007, since 2007, every World Cup game against Bangladesh is seriously taken.
And that rivalry, that social media banter always gets on with the Bangladeshi fans. I mean, they are intense, they are passionate. They are passionate as
they're a team. They're a team that can beat India.
They went very close. They have come very close in the last T20Is. We have played against them, and as Devashish Da also said from the stadium, that they have outnumbered the Indian fans. And I've personally experienced this. The passion they have for this game is unbelievable. So I think that crowd support will also give Bangladeshi players a bit of confidence. They are coming on a winning momentum after defeating Zimbabwe in the.
They're a small country. They're as big as a
very
state
small
in India.
Yep.
They're
A size of West Bengal as
They're smaller than UP. They're smaller than MP as a state. So there's only that much they can give. Like a Sri Lanka. How can you compare a Sri Lanka and Australia?
No way.
How good are they?
Absolutely. I mean, still the resources they have done phenomenally well in international cricket. But yes, there's always scope for improvement. They have talented bunch of players. If I go through their playing 11, Najmul Hussain, Shanto played a great knock last time around. Liton Das is very highly rated. Shakib, we all know. Afif is also very highly rated. But against big teams, they haven't really lived up to the expectations and hype. But Joyda, if I have to ask you about any matchup you are looking forward to, Shanto scored a brilliant half century in the last game against Zimbabwe. But when it comes to the Indian bowling attack, Bhuvi has been brilliant. Arshdeep is our highest wicket taker, and even Shami. Like, there were so many question marks whether it's a right call to bring in Shami, but he has bowled excellently well and showcased why he's deemed as one of the best bowlers of our generation.
And the sort of wickets and conditions that we playing on has also helped all the bowlers, including Shami.
Exactly.
This is not in Sharjah on a flat batting wicket. Games are not played there. One.
Right.
Two, I feel the matchup of the Indian bowling is the Bangladesh batting. I've still got my reservations about the Bangladesh batting. I don't see them. If the Indian batters have a good day, this game is India's. If the Indians don't have a good day with the bat, whether that happens because the Bangladesh team bowls well, or it happens because the Indian batting doesn't take off, then Bangladesh is in the game. For me, Bangladesh batting is the one which has always been a bit of a worry when the other team is bowling in form. India bowling is in
Mm-hmm.
form, and today that is the that is the that is the matchup for me. The Indian bowling attack, just not the fast bowlers, the
Mm-hmm.
all five
Right.
versus the
Right.
Bangladesh batters.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I have said like they can't be dependent on Shakib Al Hasan every time in every match.
No,
So
you can't.
Taskeen
You
has both.
can, you can, you
Yeah.
you you can in one day cricket, because in
Right.
one day cricket, Shakib is different. But in T20
Mm-hmm.
cricket, he doesn't have that firepower to win you a game
Right.
on his own. He is not an Andre Russell. He's not a Surya. He's not a
True.
David Warner. He's not. He's a
Right. Absolutely.
phenomenal one day player and a test player.
Right.
But in T20
Right.
cricket, he needs help from others to win you the game.
True. True. And that help hasn't come with the bat at
Absolutely
least. With
not.
the
With
ball,
the
you
bat,
can
it hasn't come.
you
No.
with the ball you have a Taskin or other bowlers. Hassan Mahmood has bowled well in patches, I would rather say, but still you have some sort of support with the ball. With the bat, it has been very flat
And also with the
for
bat, what
Bangladesh.
happens
Yeah.
when people around you are not doing it, it's very difficult for you to do it alone, unless you're a Surya. I mean, as talented as him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put this
Uh-huh.
Shakib in the Indian team, and you'll see him prosper with the bat as well, because he has support. There are people doing it with him. But for
Right.
you,
Right.
it's like I have one gun and I go in a fight with two people with two guns is possible. But if I have one gun, I'm fighting with 50 people with 50 guns. How do I go?
Absolutely.
So
True.
I have a
True.
gun,
That's
but I'm
mhm.
outnumbered over there.
Right, right. So that's pretty interesting. That's a good example, Joyda. But yes, before we wrap up, the players are coming in for the national anthems, and the match which will begin in a few moments. Before we wrap up, your prediction of the match, like and player of the match. Of course, you have been picking Surya Kumar Yadav with
For the
blindfolded
past
eyes,
two
and
years.
he has for the past 2 years, and he has been delivering. He has been delivering
Yeah. Yeah.
ever since he made his debut. And I mean, like I have my own opinion about Surya making his debut too late for the Indian team, but that's a different topic altogether. But when it comes to this
That'll take
particular
another
match, what
segment.
that will take another segment. That will take another segment. Recently we saw the selection committee announcing the squads for New Zealand and Bangladesh
That'll take
tours
another
as well.
segment.
So that will take another segment, two segment perhaps for two tours. But yes, Joyda, for your prediction of this match and like the player of the match, your pick.
Yeah, I think I look at India winning this game, and
Hmm.
my player of the match is between Surya and Hardik, any one of them. But I really want a KL, a Rohit,
Right.
maybe even somebody like a Dinesh Karthik to have a big knock, because
Hmm.
when you go and play semis, final, you want everybody to roll in. One or two
Right.
people in 2011 World Cup when we won. A lot of people perform well. In '83 when we won the World Cup, a lot of people perform well. So it's not about one or two
Right.
guys. So ideally, I
Right.
would want the others to join the party, because that's when we'll be ready for that semi-final and final.
Absolutely, absolutely. You want to dominate and cruise through the semifinals rather than walk bleakly into it. But yes, that was a great session, Joyda. Thank you so much for watching,
Thank
coming,
you, man.
joining in. Before wrapping up, this thought just came into my mind. I'll pick a very random player for this player of the match. Of course, not a random player at all. He has been our highest wicket taker in this T20 World Cup. I'm going with Arshdeep Singh to run through
Very
this
good one.
Bangladeshi
Very
batting
good
unit.
one.
Bangladesh
Very
unit.
good.
But thank you so much, Joydipda, for joining in. To all our viewers, if you're watching the match, enjoy it. Do keep on following Rev Sports. We are bringing you lots of contents right from the Australian grounds in this T20 World Cup. We are doing our domestic segments. The football segment is all there. So keep following Rev Sports. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you.